Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing well. This is Anna, Soul Embrace Intuition, and I have a pick-a pile for you. As you've seen the title, it's how do I begin to love myself, or how can I improve my ability to love myself, okay? I have chosen the cards. I have a sped up video at the end of this video, and the timestamp is below if you want to see the cards as they were chosen. The main card, the main energy of the piles is Emotional Repair Kit by Judith Orloff. I've used this before and I find it very helpful, very insightful. It's just cards that represent tools to liberate yourself from negative emotions, right? And so if we're learning to love ourselves and we're trying to figure out how exactly can I do that, what things do I need to change, what things do I need to begin doing, that's a sort of a good stepping point off into that journey. I hope that made sense. And these cards represent things that, if you choose the pile, they might represent things in your life that are currently present that might be affecting your ability to love yourself, okay? So I want you to take us a minute, take a deep breath, take a few deep breaths in, exhale, and then look at each pile. Take a few more deep breaths, close your eyes, ask your spirit guides, just ask, what number is my number? What number will my message come through? And you'll be able to hear or see the number, either 1, number 2, or number 3. So take a second and you can pause the video and I'll begin shortly. Hello, pile number 1. Okay, so let's see, what are you dealing with here? How can we begin to love ourselves, right? You might be dealing with some kind of anger. So we want to be able to psychologically transform anger with compassion. The key to addressing anger is to approach it with compassionate communication. She's defining this as an information exchange that involves both expressing yourself and empathically listening to another. Then the people in a relationship have the possibility of transformational bonding, the ability to grow as a result of communicating well, rather than pulling away or silencing angry feelings. The rules on the other side of the card will yield optimal results. So, calmly express your feelings. Be specific about why you're angry and stick to the one issue. Request a small, doable change that could meet your need. Clarify how it will benefit your relationship. Listen non-defensively and don't interrupt. Empathize with the person's feelings. Ask yourself, what pain is causing this person to act so angrily, to behave in a manner that doesn't meet my needs? Ask yourself that question if you're the person that's angry. And if a person is unwilling to change, if it's between you and another person, you can either accept the situation as is and try to emotionally detach from it, or to limit contact. We have to remove ourselves from toxic situations and toxic people. So I just wanted to give you the overview of this particular card. These are more meant for personal growth, but I like using them in certain readings that I do, because I think that they help. So you might be dealing with some anger. Let's see. I can always clarify that card. Let's see what else you got here. bright future. Stop worrying. Everything is going to be fine. You might be frustrated that things might not be working out exactly as you want them to, or in the amount of time. Maybe you're being impatient, and I truly feel that that's part of loving yourself, is being patient, because everything has to work in divine timing. You have to stop worrying. You have to remove anxieties, right? Communication is extremely important. If it involves other people in your life and they're maybe adding to your stress or to your anxiety, you definitely have... My throat chakra is now bothering me. I feel you have to communicate with someone, or maybe several people. It's tightening up. It wasn't happening before. So, yeah, I feel like you might need to begin meditation, some kind of relaxation exercises, breathing exercises to help bring down your anxiety level. Do things that kind of make you smile, right? So that you can start to release those anxieties, and maybe that'll help you have the conversations that you need to have with the people in your life, and then that helps to build your self-esteem. You know, loving yourself is understanding that there are toxic people in your life. If there are toxic people in your life, part of loving yourself is being able to let that go, let those people go, however you can do it, right? Your next card here is Beloved. Prepare for your life partner. Romance is returning to your relationship. Believe you are lovable. The only way you can attract a love, a partner, a companion, a counterpart, is if you're loving yourself first. So it's very important, extremely important for you to begin that journey. If you're having any doubts, you need to begin. Because it seems like there's something on the other side of that, loving yourself, right on the other line, outside of that line of beginning to love yourself, is when your person, it might be coming in, or there might be a return of romance and love into an existing relationship and partnership, right? As part of the transformation of an existing relationship is for you to begin to love yourself, to see yourself as valuable and lovable. And then also, if you don't have someone in your life, the transformation that you undergo by beginning to love yourself is what allows that counterpart to come in. Strength. Strength comes from many sources. Staying strong brings confidence, conviction, and a balanced body, mind, and soul. Spirit has its own unique and beautiful way of replenishing your soul with strength on a continual basis. You're never really alone, as we're always with you. Again, develop the inner strength. How do you love yourself? You develop that inner strength, knowing that you have support from your guides, from divine source, God, whoever, whatever you call it, that universal energy. You might even have people in your life that support you and that love you. But if you don't see it within yourself, you might not see that others are trying to show it to you. This is about inner strength. Inner strength that you have to be able to release anxiety, release yourself from situations that cause you anxiety and stress and anger, right? This might be this anger here might be other people that someone in your life that is very volatile, very toxic. You might not need to start looking at that relationship or that person and trying to figure out, you have the inner strength to figure out how to release yourself from that situation. If you're the one with the anger, you need to figure out where your anger is coming from, and how are the people in your life maybe triggering you. But the responsibility lies with you. You have to figure it out for yourself and you have the inner strength to do so, you can do it. Feeling good will bring me far more than whatever I thought I needed. You might again, this ties in with this, right? Once you love yourself, the things that come into your life, abundance, love, opportunities, because you allow yourself because you know that you're worth it. You allow yourself. It's tied with self-esteem, okay? It's tied with self-confidence. Once you allow yourself to feel these beautiful things about yourself, all of the opportunities start to open up for you. All of them. My super attractor power comes from how I feel, my faith in love, and the joy I put out. This is nice. Read that one and pause it and study it. How do you attract the law of attraction? How do you attract it? How you feel, your faith in love, and the joy that you put out. The joy that you are putting out. If you have anxiety or anger or low self-esteem, depression, sadness, you're not going to attract these positive things that you want in your life. You're trying to manifest things into your life, but it won't happen until you begin to make an effort towards self-love. Be gentle with yourself. I am not restricted by limiting beliefs. Remember, this is how can I love myself? Release limiting beliefs. Be gentle with yourself. Kind and comforting to your inner child as you uncover and release the old negative messages from family and society. These insecurities for you probably come from your childhood. Pause it on there and read it and ponder on that in your life. What can you do to heal your inner child? That's huge. That is huge, okay? And I'm not surprised either. That's what that transformation is about. That's where that comes from, is that low self-esteem. Maybe the anger involved parents, right? An angry parent, a parent who was always frustrated, who was lived in distortion. A distorted masculine, a distorted feminine in your life. A parental figure. It's possible that that's where this stemmed from, right? Where someone that made you feel like you weren't lovable. You have the power to change that. You have the power to take ownership of your life and of how you feel about yourself, and be gentle with yourself, because it's not your fault. Okay? None of it is your fault. However, you now have the ability and the power to switch that around. So make sure you make the effort to do that. You can control how you feel. You can control the faith that you have in love and in attracting love into your life. And you can control the joy that you feel. Find things that make you feel joy in your life. What things do you need to change? What things do you need to work on? Surrender to the wisdom of your body. You have the wisdom within yourself. Listen to your body's message about a person or situation. If you feel physically drained or uncomfortable, be cautious. If you are energized and happy, move forward. This is beautiful in the sense that it's very cohesive message here. There's a person in your life, or I believe it's one. It's possible that it's more than one, because sometimes when we're in our distorted self, we attract those kind of toxic people into our lives. But if it's at least the one person, anybody that drains your energy, that makes you feel uncomfortable, anxious, sad, all of those things we talked about, You need to be cautious, and you need to start paying attention. Pay attention to how people make you feel. If your energy is drained when you've interacted with someone, that's a clue, a major clue, for you to begin to figure out how you can remove yourself from that person. If it's a family member, that's more difficult, but you can certainly not share things about yourself with that person as much. You can definitely begin to remove yourself a little by little emotionally from that person's life, so that they don't have so much access to your energy. If it's a person that makes you feel energized and happy, move forward. More of that. Bring more of that into your life. Trust your body. Trust your intuition. That's what that means. Now we got for you 3 archangel guidance cards. Compassion. Soften your heart. Again, soften your heart with respect to this situation. Again, be gentle. Be gentle with yourself. Be gentle with yourself. So again, soften your heart with respect to this situation and all the people involved, including yourself. So if there has been a person in your life, this angry person, or this person that has been just like an energy vampire, that's not necessarily their fault either, right? You have to be able to see that people sometimes act how they were taught. You know, we all keep repeating the same things over and over again, generation after generation, right? Again, where's that card that talked about I don't see it now. That's funny. It was right in front of me. I don't have that many cards. Maybe it was in here. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We've already talked about it. Our family and ancestral patterning that affects our lives and affects who we are and how we are. Those are things you can release, but you can also forgive it, okay? Forgive those people. And forgive yourself for being so hard on yourself. You have to let that go and be compassionate with yourself. I hope that made sense. You're a natural counselor, and many people benefit from your guidance and reassurance. You probably are. I feel like you have a very big heart. I feel like you're very empathic as well. And you just have to tweak a couple of things to be able to realign yourself, probably with your mission. Maybe you are a counselor in your career, or you just naturally, people are drawn to your energy, and maybe that's why you have a hard time letting go of people who are toxic in your life, because you don't necessarily see it as something that's harming you. But if you leave an interaction and you're exhausted, that's a sign. This might be something you might want to look into, or you don't have to, but it just tells me that you're a very loving person, and you give too much to other people. It's time for you to regroup and not necessarily shut yourself away from others, but begin to give to yourself as well first. Notice how the moon affects your energy and manifestations, and capitalize upon these cycles. You might benefit from looking into the moon cycles. You might have a strong connection with that. It might be something you might want to look into since it came out here. Okay. I hope that was helpful. I hope that you take to heart all the different things that were discussed here. And I wish you the best. Thank you so much. See you next time. My soul embraces yours. Namaste. Bye. Hello, pile 2. Okay, so let's see what you need to do, what things you might need to tweak, or what Spirit has, what guidance Spirit has for you on how you can begin to love yourself, or to improve ways for you to love yourself, right? How can we figure that out? You happen to get 2 cards from the Emotional Repair Kit, and they're both related to anxiety, okay? One is regarding how to transform anxiety psychologically, and the other is spiritually, to be able to transform it with inner calm. Okay, so I'm just gonna read the bullet points for how to psychologically do it. Catch early warning signs, to be able to reverse anxiety. So you've been feeling some kind of anxiety lately, and that certainly contributes to self-doubt, low self-esteem, that kind of thing, and that of course affects self-love. So catch the early warning signs, pause when agitated, okay? Make this vow for yourself: I will never have a conversation with someone, send an email, or make a decision when gripped by anxiety. Very good advice to follow. Evaluate the anxiety, right? Consider if it's a real threat, or if you're maybe blowing things out of proportion. Start to understand your body and how it relates to the anxieties that you might be feeling. Is it a real external threat, or is it all within yourself that you can control? You can always control your own thoughts and feelings and actions. Work the anxiety down. Train yourself to be able to calm yourself, whether it's through breathing or taking yourself out of a situation that's stressing you. And then meditate. Meditation is extremely important, again, with breathing exercises. Okay, so we're focusing on anxiety here. And then change your thinking. Some of these might be related to the other one, right? Be in the now. Change your thinking. In other words, try and switch and distract yourself and focus on something else, right? Because you probably don't have the solution instantly in that moment for whatever it is that's causing you worry or anxiety. Be in the now. Again, related to that. Don't worry about things in the future, because the future's not here yet. And things from the past, you can't worry about it. Just learn from it, right? Try and find the lesson in it. Worrying isn't going to change anything. Say a prayer or meditation. Again, meditation to bring the calm. But a prayer can also help many of you who are interested in doing that, right? You could just simply say a very simple prayer and just say, please take this worry or anxiety from me. Please take this away from me. Sometimes that just instantly calms you down, right? Because you're releasing it, you're surrendering it to another source. Sometimes you don't have to fix everything. A lot of people that have anxiety are perfectionists. They think that they can solve every problem for themselves or for others. Not necessarily, okay? All right, so let's see what else you have here. Peace. Again, there's no need to worry, as everything is working out beautifully, okay? So how do you... It's extremely important to begin to love yourself. You have to understand that you can't fix everything. That's not your role. It's not your job. You have to be able to you have to maybe build your faith that there's a bigger power than you that can help you take care of whatever it is. Okay? If it's something that you can resolve, okay, but then you won't be worrying about it. You'd just be fixing it and doing it. There's no need to worry. Everything is working out. Everything will work out. And you have to believe that, and that comes with faith. So you have to have faith in yourself that you are doing things that are going to bring you the manifestations that you want into your life. If you're not doing those things, then work on them. And that automatically distracts you and helps you focus. I hope that makes sense. Courage, you are safe. Again, you're safe. Fear is an illusion. Set strong boundaries. You might be giving yourself too much, trying to spread yourself too thin. You have to set boundaries, because that will cause extreme anxiety. Because if you want to help A, B, C, D, E, F, G, up to Z people, you definitely won't be able to do it all. And you're setting yourself up for failure. So make sure that you set boundaries. People will be okay with you saying, no, I can't do that right now, or I won't be able to help you with that. I'm sorry, I'm really busy. You don't even have to explain. No is a complete sentence. I know that's very difficult. But you have the courage, okay? Build up your courage. Practice with people in your life that won't get mad at you. Although people are very fresh, you know. People, when they're used to you saying yes, 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 and you say no, it shocks them. But that's okay, because you're number one. You have to focus on yourself first. We're trying to figure out how you can love yourself more, or at all. Don't give yourself out to everybody so much. Set boundaries here. There's a reason why that's there. Okay? Hope. Your loved ones in the spirit world know when to reach out if they see you're at a low point. And this is them reaching out through this reading for you. It's not a coincidence you chose this pile. Whether you're caught up in a difficult situation or struggling with someone specific in your life, there's always hope. There's always someone that's willing to help you, whether they're in the physical or in spirit form. Again, back to the faith. You have to have faith. Okay. Instead of, oh my goodness. This is a very consistent message. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. Instead of worrying about the future, I know all is well when I'm aligned in the moment. Worry about right now. What can you change now for yourself? Once you are solid and good, then you can spread yourself out to helping others. Make yourself a priority. It's very simple. Pause so you can see that message. Very clear. I feel my way into faith one step at a time. If that's all you can do, that's all you can do. And that's how to do it, is one step at a time. How do you build faith? Oh gosh. Maybe that's a whole other video. Maybe that's a whole other topic to discuss. How do you build faith? You do small things, small steps, okay? Don't set yourself up for failure. Say a little prayer, but then don't just wait for things to be fixed. Take yourself into doing things for yourself, and then Spirit, God, divine source meets you halfway. The universe greets you halfway when you've put forth the effort to make inner changes, inner, very, very important work that you have to do internally. Forgive my nails. I have to redo my nails. I allow myself to accept prosperity. That might be one of the things that you're having problems with, doubts about, why am I not moving forward? Well, because in career or finances, whatever, money is simply energy and an exchange of services. How much I have depends on what I believe I deserve. Let's say it again. How much I have depends on how much I have depends on what I believe I deserve. This is about self-esteem here, okay? This is about understanding that you, as well as everyone on this planet, has an abundance of wealth waiting for them. All that you have to do is believe it. And what does that do? Believing that I deserve it. It helps you take the steps to make certain decisions in your life that take you towards finding this opportunity for abundance and prosperity. Like I said, it's not going to fall on your lap just because you say, oh God, I want money. Can you give me some money? Here you go. It doesn't happen that way. What does happen though is I start meditating so that I can focus on my beliefs that the universe is there to support me. And then I get ideas. When you calm your mind and you get rid of anxiety, you start to get ideas from your guides, from your intuition, and you start to think, oh, maybe I can go back to school to study this, or maybe I can write a few articles. I don't know what your ideas are, okay? But things that take you into an energy of creation, of abundance, and the prosperity comes, right? Because then that opens you up to receiving opportunities from people. Someone can ask you, hey, I need someone for a few hours. Can you help me? I know you know how to do website stuff. Here you go. And then that person connects you with another person. Hey, so-and-so wanted to know if you have extra time for that, to help him with that. There you go. That's what I mean. You start believing in yourself and your abilities and your talents and your interests. Everyone has a path. Everyone has a talent, a passion, your life purpose. You have to figure out what your life purpose is, and then this comes into play. I hope that that's all making sense. What slight things do you have to change? And here you go. Surrender to your full power. Again, your full power. Your life is calling for you to step into your full power rather than playing it small. No more playing it small and thinking, I'll just get this minimum wage job. Not that there's anything wrong with that. But think bigger than that. You're capable of more. We all are. We all are. You have that power within you. Your guidance from Archangel. Notice the loving guidance you hear inside your mind or from other people. You've been getting intuitive hits, right? Ideas, but you've been having doubt. So start meditation. Start doing small things that take you to fulfilling your purpose, so that the universe can open the opportunities for you. You need to develop the inner calm, and it will transform the anxiety into productivity. When anxious thoughts project you into the future, right? Worrying about the future that's not even there, say to yourself, just for today, I'll do what I can to move forward. That'll be enough. I will be loving with myself and appreciate what I have. Gratitude. Gratitude for what you already have is very important. It's huge. It's huge. You need to go within, you need to meditate. Visualize yourself dropping deeper into the core of your being to a place of total peace and safety. Okay? All right. Guys, I hope that this was helpful. If you enjoyed it, please like the video. I would appreciate it. And subscribe if you have not. My soul embraces yours. Till next time, namaste. Bye-bye. Hello, pal number 3. I hope you're doing well. Okay, so let's see what your message is on how you can begin or how to improve your ability to love yourself. Okay, so the overall theme here, or energy for you, is frustration, and how to transform frustration with patience. So we need to build a patience. I know that sucks, right? You've been frustrated about something, maybe about your lack of ability to move forward with things that you've been wanting to work on. And, you know, frustration can really be a paralyzing factor because you get in your own way. So how do you transform frustration with patience? You use humor. Okay, always try and find something to laugh at. Laughter most definitely is a great way to break that spell of frustration, okay? And it helps you become more patient because it immediately lifts your mood. It raises your spirits, it softens your defenses, right? And it helps you spread positive vibes, and that's what keeps you in check. Focus on the positive. I know that's hard to do when you're in frustration. You have to force yourself to think of positive things. Change your attitude and it'll change your energy. Again, it brings your vibration up higher. There's always something positive if you look for it, right? In any situation. Seriously, focus on something. It could be something simple like the color of a I don't know, the color of a pillow, or the way the light comes into a window and it makes everything glow. Whatever you gotta do, and go with the flow. Understand that sometimes things take time. Again, the patience, right? Don't accept that you're in a frustrated mood, but don't focus on it. Don't focus on it. Just accept it and try and distract yourself to move on to something else. Okay? All right. Let's see, what else do you need to do to help improve loving yourself, right? It's about not being so hard on yourself. Frustration can come from seeing that things aren't working out, and then you start blaming yourself and you start thinking, I'm at fault here, and then that just takes you into a downward spiral of self-hatred and self-frustration, right? Prosperity. The universe is pouring its abundance out to you. Be open to receiving it. Frustration can also, and low self-esteem can cause you to believe that you're not worthy of any prosperity or opportunities that can come to you. So be mindful of that, because this is what's waiting for you. I mean, a major abundance. Awareness. Live in the moment, right? Live in the moment, because when you live in the moment, that you can actually make changes right now. The future, you don't know how you're going to be able to do something. The past, you're not going to be able to change at all, but you can learn from it. What did you do? What could you have done differently, etc.? What was your role in whatever happened? Learn that lesson so that you don't repeat the same mistakes again. Be conscious of your thoughts. Again, think positive. Very important. When you find yourself thinking negative things, just slowly find something to distract yourself. Go quickly and find something to laugh at, something that, animals, anything that makes you smile to distract you from any negative thoughts. And look for signs and guidance. You probably are getting the signs and guidance of how to move forward into the next steps, right? In other words, be aware. Live in this moment right now. What can I do right now to make positive changes in my life? Serenity. The most important relationship you can have is with yourself. Of course, that's what we're talking about here. This is a time to honor, nurture, and love yourself more by seeking out and removing any negative feelings and emotions that are left over from yesterday. What we just talked about. Don't let past issues and resentments interfere with your serenity today. Forget about tomorrow, today. If you're feeling frustrated, if you're feeling not in peace and harmony, that's what you need to work on. Those are the things that you need to change your perspective. Find the serenity within yourself right now. Take breathing exercises. Listen to music that takes you, lifts your mood. Whatever you gotta do, you do it. Pause that so you can read that. Appreciation. Appreciation dissolves all blocks to the presence of my super attractor power. Appreciation is gratitude. Find things in your life that you are grateful for. There's always a bunch of stuff that we take for granted, and it's very human to take things for granted. Stop and look. I can breathe. That's beautiful. I'm grateful for that. I can see. I can hear. You get it, okay? I have a roof over my head. I have internet to be able to watch this reading, to be able to find other things that are going to be helpful messages, positive messages. Don't watch the news. Don't watch social media if it has things that upset you. Look for things that are going to lift your energy. Gratitude, it dissolves the blocks, okay? The blocks to your manifestations. You got two of these. I have abundance, again with the abundance. I have abundance in all areas of my life. Again, the gratitude. Sit down and make a list of 5 things every day even if they're the same 5 things every day, eventually you start to see the other things, right? Force yourself if you have to. I claim abundance for myself right here and right now. I deserve to be prosperous. I deserve my good. Copy that and read it every night before you go to bed and every morning when you wake up. Yes. My business is prosperous, again with the prosperous. Some of you might have been wanting to start a business, and maybe you've run into some little issues that are going to take a little bit of time, and so it's frustrated you and it's brought you down on yourself. Work on these things, okay? I rejoice in other people's success because I know there is plenty for everyone, and we all have access to that prosperity. We just have to change our mindset, okay? Our way of thinking about it. You just have to tweak a couple things. Let's see what else you can work on here. Surrender unhealthy relationships. There might be people in your life that are toxic, that are adding to your frustration, right? That are not contributing to these things that you're trying to work on to bring abundance and prosperity into your life. Let go of relationships that don't serve you, including unavailable or toxic people. You deserve to be treasured by others and to be surrounded by positive people. This is important. This is important. Guidance from archangels here. All is well. Everything is happening exactly as it's supposed to. With hidden blessings, you will soon understand, right? Because you're going to begin to do your gratitude list. You're going to look at the relationships in your life that are toxic, that are not healthy for you, and you're going to tweak that. You're going to set boundaries for yourself, okay? You're going to live in the moment. You're going to become aware of the things that right now you can change to love yourself so that you can let the positive abundance, prosperity, love into your life. This is beautiful. I hope that resonated and that you enjoyed that. Please like and subscribe if you did. My soul embraces yours. Till next time, namaste. Bye.